Hello guys, glad to have you on board again today. Quick look at the crypto markets. What we have right now could be looking like a subway 4, signaling that most of the market has been priced in right now. We need to have a divergence out of the tops, which we barely have, but can be counted as one. So I would suggest at some point we're doing this wave 4 kind of pullback. It can go up to the down to the trend channel, the context channel. Sorry, we're very short term in here. I've been going to 15-minute charts. In a 1-hour charts, the trend that's been triggered is pretty far from being over. We're just at the breakout in here. Definitely, absolutely no divergence. Well, actually, the momentums are detecting somehow of some kind of divergence, so it is something to watch out for, to watch for closely. But I would say this is just something that must keep on going. We've been trying to get to break the previous highs. So far, it isn't working. We still have this little trend line blocking us along this way. So the breakout, all right, in here in the 4-hour chart time frame is still not yet done, but normally you should be able to see that this is probably going to happen as well. So I would like this breakout in 4-hour to be validated as well. We validated it on a 1-hour chart time frame, so we're definitely trading in the H1 time frame, trending, sorry. I would like us to trend in the 4-hour chart because we need the 4-hour charts to get to 280. If we don't, then we're probably going to fail in this area in the 200, and we might just have to pull back once again to the channel, which I would like to avoid if possible. I'm not doing this market, so it's hard to say at this point. But like I said, the 4-hour chart time frame has been pushing back every time on the context channel, on the trend channel. We've been pushing up in here, pushing up in here. So we've done context, trend channel, context. It is possible for a break up, but we need to see the trend channel breaking through the context. So we need to keep on pushing. We need to break this trend line, and normally by getting in here, we'll see absolutely no resistance and we'll keep on breaking through. All right, so that's necessary, and we have to break through this trend channel in this cluster area if we want to reach out to the 280. Normally, in a daily perspective, I see absolutely nothing holding us from doing so, and this triangle consolidation, or let's call that noisy consolidation we had, still suggests I see early breakout activity, suggesting those who are got in, me included, are forecasting more than just getting to this 200 area. They're forecasting to break it up, and I would like them to do so. So for now, we patiently wait. It is hard to say if we're going to just stop here and having a negative outflow out of this. Obviously, at this point, we do have 1-hour chart breakout, so let's set things really straight. We're at resistances. My entry price in here is set to break even, all right? My speculative trade is definitely out of risk right now, so break even, stop loss, all right? I got in here. I'm now getting out if we retrace down to this price. We must not. We now have at least a positive bias, and I would this to keep on pushing to at least this area, and I would like I said, a second push up afterwards. Bitcoin still has pretty much some potential as well. I don't see anything that hold it from the area of 5,600, which seems to be a minimum to me. We have absolutely no volume in here, so I see goddamn no reason for us to stop there. And I still think that we can go up to this, or eventually even 6,000s for the Bitcoin. So I think both of them are now in positive flows, and this will just probably dampen for Bitcoin. As I said, probably going to accelerate in the forthcoming days for Ethereums. So that's it for cryptos. Finally, some good news in there. As you can see, some things might be just a pain trading me for quite some time, but still some other things just work very fine. And even though I talk a lot about the SPX, still for the same reasons, and just to set things really straight in here, I do this because there is a high educational content coming out of those scenarios. Either they end up well or bad. I don't really give a shit at that stage. I think things are already settled, and I don't know what the outcome will be. I'm just waiting for the market to show me either the exit door or the validation, but I got nothing more to do than just trying to handle the short-term risk. We're going to talk about this obviously once again today, but you really need to understand that. I talk about what goes wrong because you have to learn something out of here. I don't really talk about AUDNZD because it just does well. I'm not going to take 20 minutes talking about the Bitcoins and cryptos. This plan was expected. Prices are moving according to the plan, so the actual trading information in here is pure and simple. You put your goddamn stop at break even and you let it go, as you have absolutely no reason to profit take in the current area, but just to let it fucking go. As you can see, 4-hour breakout is definitely happening in the Bitcoins. Therefore, reasons lead me to believe that is going to happen as well in the Ethereum. It's just a delayed kind of trigger. All right, what's next? So let's get straight into, all right, let's cover up AUDNZD quickly. So we're approaching an area in which I think some of the early bulls were taking shorter time frames than mine, which means I don't even give a damn about the 4-hour context because as you know, I'm trading weekly and monthly in here, and I would suggest, okay, 4 hours kind of more of a risk management. I got down to those time frames to watch out for what the fuck was happening, but I think that now we're back in control, and now that the daily chart suggests we're in control, I don't give a goddamn, all right? But we're reaching out the trend channel, so those who have low risk profile will have to lock on some gains in here. So watch out for 4-hour signals that may show up in the forthcoming days and hours. Just a taking profit in here is not enough to me, so I would say suggesting to eventually rise a little bit higher. This 60% fib in 1.051 is a possible target. So it's up to you. It depends on your risk assessment. If you like risk, you can do just like me doing. I don't even give a shit. I'm not profit taking in here. I'm just letting it go. No questions asked, because I think we finally finished dealing with that goddamn with that goddamn NZD, who is now acting like every other currencies and gonna have to catch up on the late anticipation that we had that this central bank will just do on the opposite of others, as they will obviously do just as well. So AUDNZD may just catch up on its very late stage trends. But first, we're going to have to set up a range, all right? And I still tend to suggest in this area, those who want to partial profit take will have to do so in the forthcoming days. But I don't, for the reason you already know. I've been pricing in so fucking much risk, and I still tend to believe that, to me, this is the daily charts that will be my profit taking. I will profit take in this context, so I'll take the risk to be proven wrong, and if the market falls again, I'll just lose it all and take a big loss. As I could take partial gains in here, and I rather like to double my chances in here and just remaining in there and just to profit take when we'll catch up to this daily resistant context. I'll definitely do so, which means when I'll get there, I'll have to profit take, because we're normally going to have some kind of a pullback in here before setting ourselves for the breakout. Because remember, if we want to break daily, and I want us to do so, we're going to have to set up higher lows. All right, we can get out of those lows. This, once again, could be a lower low, but I still hardly can get this one to be validated. So any fucking way, I'll partially profit take in here, probably no more than 25%, but I need to be setting things clear in here. For those who have a low risk profile, you definitely have to do something in the nearby area. So you may expect some short-term pullbacks as well, as some people will probably lock on some gains, as I suggest you to do as well. Eurodollar, this goddamn bitch is keep on acting irrational. We've got bullish engulfing structure today with a bullish triangle and a bullish momentum. So still absolutely no signal, but we're still under the double exit on the bottoms. So it is like we're losing ground every fucking where. The market has absolutely nothing to hold for, but the Eurodollar seems to be the only clear sight right now. The indices are still trading pretty fucking stupid, and it's goddamn hard to figure them out. I'm gonna go intraday anyway, so to show you how crazy fucking high we are, I'm just going to take the German index in a 15-minute context, and you're going to figure this out pretty fucking quickly. So, what is this? You might know what this is, all right? In here you can see very late stage trending. Let's just put that prices away, so you don't even, all right. So, what is that? Normally, simple, very, very simple question. What is this kind of pricing? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it, all right? How do you trade that? So I'm going to give you the answer, but this is clearly the kind of things that will be in the multiple choice questions. I'm still working a few priorities right now, but I'll get into this. So probably at the mid-April to release that first MCQ test. I hardly want to give you guys a deadline because I don't want to give something I can handle. So as you can see, all right, here's the breakout area. We got a first breakout in here, but it was very, we pulled back to context afterwards. So it is a range breakout, faked, right? So in here is the early trend. There is a beautiful breakout that's been holded. Price kept pushing afterwards. So, all right, and this is where things start to get absolutely unraveled. In here, we're losing grounds. We're going to, there is no limit. Let's see how high we can put that shit. So we're totally fucking excess trading in here, so bubblish kind of trade in the 15-minute time frame. So you don't trade that, all right? Beginners or people, whoever doesn't have 3 years of strategy application doesn't get to put its hands on this kind of market. So you just let it go. This market doesn't know where to go. This market may go up to 12,000 or more than that. I don't give a damn. All I can tell is that there is absolutely nothing to trade. This kind of stuff, I rarely see that happening, which means we're in a bearish market in the euro area. We've got bearish news flow, but now we're bullish, and we're bullish parabolic pricing. So you know how this will end. You know one another thing, all those prices doesn't mean anything. So anything we've done in here since we broke the 11,800 is just absolutely nonsense. So now we can put prices back in play. Here is the last time we've been pricing rational. So first of all, we're going to get back there sooner or later. You can be damn sure about that. Secondly, when we'll do it, you better hope that we have still some grounds to hold for, because I don't nearly even think that we're going to stop there. So the DAX is also trading 4-hour chart excessive pricing. So we are bullish trying to break 4-hour bearish contexts. In here we clearly have a bearish trend. We're still trading the resistance, the previous support area. So what we have in here, I think, is the last day of hope. So we'll see how it goes, but I think just the euro area is bursting all the gas, trying to put the bears away. But I nearly don't even think it's going to happen. So we're parabolic pricing in here, which is the worst case scenario. The trend is matured, right? So we matured the trend in here below resistance, and instead of reversing, we decided to go crazy bullish. Is there any single thing that suggests this, which you have to study, because for some reasons 15-minute can be driven for good reasons. We could have some catalysts, we could have some good news. What did we have yesterday? Not some good news. So no good news, nothing to price in to the upside, but we do have the ECB today. So this is what is driving this parabolic assumption today. It is really dangerous, because I very well think that the market won't get what it wants, because it basically wants even more accommodative policies. So if you figured it out, we want bullish stock markets and as bearish as possible central bankers. So we want central bankers supporting the economy even more, as the economy is supposed to be great, because we're assessing that the short-term problems will be solved pretty early. So we do have a double chat in here. Double visions, totally different one to another, but we take the best out of the two, which means we take the best out of central bankers that see pretty much the worst, and then we take the best of the visions that the speculators, and mostly short-term speculators, does have. So let's be honest, I have an absolute divergence with the current price action, the current price mood, the current investing mood. I think all of this is going to lead to very bad stuff, but still, and for now, Price has proved me wrong. So I have to follow price because that's what brings me gains or losses, and that's all I fucking care about. Right or wrong is for the dumbs to talk about. All I can tell you is that we've got multiple options. I think this one is the one I will favor, which means actually this is probably that we're just ending some kind of an hesitating structure that's been setting itself in motion in here. And I would say, all right, so it is still the same movement. I would say it's an ABC, but instead of going bearish in here as I thought we would, we done 2 waves to the downside to do 2 waves to the upside. After 2 waves, 2 waves. So, oh, god damn it, that's the goddamn extending wedge structure. It's volatile. All the dumbs will see that as bullish and bearish and bullish and bearish. That's exactly what's been happening to me. All right, I thought this was bullish and that was the greatest opportunity to sell. I sold. I thought this was a won battle, so I was ready to reinforce in here. But I kind of felt the stupid thing yesterday, and I told you not to trade this because I didn't have a good feeling. Now we have it. I mean, look at this parabolic ski move with absolutely no reason supporting it. More likely, we're trading below resistance in very low volume area, and the problem is we do have this structure. I don't merely think this structure is bullish. I think this structure is caused by the US excessive optimism that is highly and dangerously going to be priced in. I think there are still some lower lows to plot in the US. I don't actually even think that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure. I think this is just a ABC in here that will terminate out of this expanded wedge structure. All right, I think we're pricing the wave 5 of this wave 4, of this second wave. It is just that hesitation has been driving people crazy. It's been driving volatility to the upside, but still, do you see the VIX pricing anything like that? So there's absolutely no risk, which means we're all in and everything has to be fine. ECB today, I don't know how it's going to play, but it is dangerous. So I'm still selling, but not with big leverage. As for now, I think the market is just pricing things that I don't understand. But not understanding doesn't mean I have to be bearish just because of it. I'm bearish because I have signals, but those signals in the short term just sees that we've just lost every fucking ground to reality. The euro area right now is no longer pricing anything. On the intraday, we do have stupid trends. Now just have a look at the SPX, same thing in here. This is caused by absolutely nothing. Even yesterday we had pretty bad numbers coming from the US economy, but I mean, we're trending, so what the fuck would we stop? This trend is absolutely irrational, so reversing it could be actually normal because we can reverse irrational pricing without problems, but no one dares going against that. So against all odds, we basically rise for bad reason for a long time, and all we have in front of that is investors reacting stupidly. So instead of being rational, investors just wait for actual and reliable price signals as the speculators and robots just keep on following and pushing the same old stupid trends. They basically say, okay, we don't know what to do, so we're just buying and putting a stop loss below the previous low until the toy is broken. So same thing as yesterday, we're pushing there. The only rational behavior you can do in here is either to just let it go, say, okay, the casino wants to play stupid, just let it play stupid, and you obviously as well will wait for price confirmations to go bearish. Second option, you're a speculator, you're already in, all you have to do is to wait and take that irrational behavior in chaos management. So, and if you can handle, do it. If you can't, because your maximum loss, once again, the lesson is hard, but you really need to get the hell out. Going out and accepting to have been taking too much risk and accepting to temporarily go out is necessary, because if you don't, you know how it ends in the long run. Sooner or later, you'll make the same decision to fight the market, pushing away your risk management, and just this day, just this one-time thing will put you out, just one time. You can succeed 9 out of 10 times with doing this, fighting the market, and the market will suddenly get to prove you right, and you'll feel so confident, so strong that you fought the market and you won. Believe me, you do this, you're going to lose one day, and just once is too much. All right, so guys, see you tomorrow. As I can't do any intraday trades in that context, even I can't, because we're parabolic pricing without anything suggesting we could. So it is irrational, it is parabolic, it is though speculative and excessive. I'll wait for this to collapse. I'm waiting for the collapsed signal. And so far, I've got nothing. So the euro area is definitely where collapse will trigger. The thing is that, will we collapse in here? Will we collapse in there, in there, in there? It's hard to say. When we're parabolic, we're just losing every fucking ground. So all I do right now is watching for two things. I'm teaching you guys how to trade bubbles. And once again, I don't want any beginner to do it, but I'll teach you how to anyway. So first of all, you need to wait for the boxes to be unfolded, both support and context, and you need to wait for this. The moment the market will turn absolutely crazy parabolic like we do, and you're going to wait for 2 consecutive boxes that will fold again. So anytime, now the boxes are unfolding, right? Just delete the prices, all right? So this is bubble. What shows a bubble is absolutely late stage when you have this market going parabolic and trend channel very narrowed, which means we're no longer trending. We're trending parabolic in a parabolic context, and that's the worst case scenario. It means we're going to collapse, because when this thing will end, it's going to be a crash. And you can be damn sure about that. I mean, the euro area is rising for bad reason, and is parabolic rising for bad reason. When this thing will terminate, it's not going to be pretty. So anyway, watching for this, so either 2 consecutive boxes on the resistance context or the support context, they're unfolded both, so we need them to keep folding for just 2 sets. When you'll have this, you'll know that the bubble is losing momentum. When the bubble is losing momentum, the bubble will burst. So then you just wait for a tiny price signal, like breaking a short-term support or a divergent momentum or anything like that. Anything you see with folded boxes again with a bearish signal, you take that and you put a very tight stop loss, meaning you accept to get the fuck out. All right? If you're wrong, then you wait for the next signal to come. You might have to do it 2 or 3 times in a row to get it. But once you get it, you don't get the fuck out. The market will crash, and first stop is the last time we've gone rational under the support, which means you're going to see this is the last time we've gone rational, this is the support, we're going to break it. So straight line toward breakdown is what we'll do afterwards. I don't know if we're going to stop here or here or here. I don't really give a shit. We're not even rational pricing right now. So you just wait for the point the bulls will go too far, and what they'll do, nasty things will happen afterwards. And to be honest, this is where we're going to go. You can see those supports. We're definitely going to fuck them. So the target is 11,600 approximately, and I don't give a shit how high we can go. The higher we go, the lower we'll drop. So the bigger the fall will be. So it is just as simple as that. Either you take this move, which means you buy without targets, or you wait for this to terminate and you'll sell with a target and a risk management and a context and a structure. So pricing in the bubbles, like I said, if you bought, then great. All you're going to do is rising the stop losses minute after minute to follow the price, because you know that anytime this momentum will fail, it is going to crash. So you don't put the stop losses in here, you're definitely going to be stopped. It's just that you rise it. If you're bullish on the DAX, congratulations, you can enjoy trading a bubble. But first of all, bubbles are absolutely unpredictable, and you also know how they will collapse. So it is not just for now, all right? So we've got 2 options. Either it collapses without reason, like an external catalyst may push these prices to the downside. But all I can tell you is that regarding what we have in here, I can tell you Draghi isn't nearly going to be paid today. Draghi is probably going to be what triggers this, because there is going to be hesitation. The closer we'll get to Draghi, the more dangerous this market will be. It will probably lose its momentum, and you can expect Draghi is just going to fuck it up. So people will say, oh, Draghi has fallen the market once again. It's broken the market. No, I don't really think it does. The market just does pretty irrational things right now and just has to be grounded. That's what it means. That's what I think. I mean, at some point, you know how bulls and bears are fighting. The bull and the image coming from the bull is just the bull is pushing you as high as it can, and it's just flushing you out of its way and trying to go as high as it can. The bear just comes over and just put you down the ground. That's exactly what is going to happen. I just wait for the moment the bear will show up and fuck up and push you down the ground. That's exactly what may happen. It's just a matter of time. But right now you cannot trade anything like that. So please stay away of intraday trades right now. I know you would like that because it's emotional and people like emotions. But please, please stand by. I teach you guys to avoid those markets. I will avoid them as well. I don't even trade that because that's stupid. That doesn't even make a single sense. So let it go. I learned that letting go is sometimes the most rational decision to take. We're out of any fucking ground in here. You can be damn sure that when the bear will show up, it will put you down the ground. And it's probably not going to be pretty for those who were buying. But as for now, they're just right. And you're wrong if you're selling too close if you're selling too soon. So you wait for them to go too close to the sun, and when they'll burn their wings, they will be pushed down the ground solidly. All right. So once again, if we do this today, I mean, if the ECB is showing up some negative things, then this is what it's going to cause. All right. So we're going to have a very nasty bearish engulfing structure today with a nasty overshadow candle. If it happens, you can be damn sure that we're going to have a pretty bad selling signal. We've just tried to go up to 50% retracement. Clap, clap, good job. But if this is to close in here tonight and push it even lower tomorrow with a bad NFP, then we'll just have done to let the DOMs talk. And I suggested you don't buy this because it feels totally irrational to me. I wait for irrational to be corrected at this point. All right? That means, obviously, if the Euro area crashed down and takes a minus 2% day after rising for 1%, all right, means if we close minus 1% today, after rising 1%, it is going to be a massive sell signal, saying, okay, we found the bears, we have them, so the bears are in place in the Euro area, now we're going to wait for US to be as well. And if you think the US will survive that, I don't nearly think they will. And that's the same thing in here. If we do close with an open shadow candle and closing in there tonight, like closing 28.44, like closing minus 1% as well out of current prices and closing in there. I mean, this will be settled. We'll know where to put the stop losses. All right, which means I'll be able to put my stop losses down and probably take again the same trade exposition I had previously. But this time I'll be more confident in the way that I could put a stop loss above those prices. So today is probably the last day of the excesses. We'll see what the ECB will do to pricings, but I don't nearly even think this is going to be good. We'll see that tomorrow. In the meantime, I suggest you guys remain cautious. Everything is performing pretty stupidly, Eurodollar, WTI, so it is just a big mess every fucking where. We're just waiting for the bears to show up.